media, the government, and just people in general that aren't in the know and are outside of the gaming world pretty much try to portray gamers as being a bunch of mindless Neanderthals that pretty much can be swayed by playing a violent video game into thinking, oh, that must be reality, and then going and reenacting said events that we just went and played through into real life and harming individuals because, well, apparently we're all fucking crazy and delusional and are highly in need of some kind of shock therapy. Well, what happens whenever we end up playing right into their hands and we reflect all those negative aspects that they're trying to say that we're actually that? What happens? Well, what happens whenever a video game developer decides that they're going to patch or tweak a video game, such as Call of Duty, which you already know where I'm getting at from the title? What happens whenever on Twitter this individual, who's a lead game designer, is getting a shit ton of death threats just for tweaking a game that people play? Keep in mind that this isn't some kind of felon out there that was acquitted of a bunch of heinous acts and got off scot-free, and genuinely you can understand why people are pissed off from the very fucking pit of their gut, and they want to see this person pretty much get their just dues. No, this is a game designer who changed something that someone plays. Changed some guns. So now a bunch of people are threatening him on Twitter. You have to be fucking kidding me. See, I'm always one of those individuals that I will go and take the stand for gamers as a whole against large companies and stuff like that, because I've always thought that you should stand up for yourself no matter what. You should always stand up for what you believe in, and if you have opinion, you have the right, you have the ability, and you should say something. But as gamers, we should also take responsibility onto ourselves. It doesn't matter if you are under the age of 18 or over the age of 18, you are well within your bounds of being able to understand that what you're doing is wrong. Hell, if you're capable of making a death threat, you understand that's a death threat and you know that it's not right and it's not something that you should really say. And I don't want to hear any kind of shit from people trying to defend these kind of acts, because if there is a minority of people out there that have done shit like this and are trying to go and defend it, realistically, think about this. Put yourself in that person's shoes, and you're receiving all this kind of shit. It would feel pretty awful. As a matter of fact, to a certain extent, it could feel kind of scary. That this person could feel that, what if somebody got a hold of my information, found me, and harmed me, or some of the people that I care about? What if something like that ran through that person's mind? All because they develop a game. All because they're doing their job. You know how fucking shitty that is? Do you truly realize how shitty that is? You shouldn't ever, under any given circumstances, condone this kind of behavior at all. Because, again, this makes all those fucking stupid accusations that the media has been going and throwing out there, slandering gamers as a whole, mind you, because of one or two bad eggs, but shit like this gives them all the fucking ammunition that they need. That's what I hate about it. It's those few fucking assholes that'll go and prove them all right about us. And that's when a whole bunch of negative shit happens to the vast majority. Look, he's a fucking game designer. He did his job, he tweaked some weapons. Don't go. If you don't fucking like what had happened, if it is such a terrible thing, then just make the request to please have it reverted. You know, go onto the forums. Go, and if you can talk directly to the man on Twitter, why don't you say something? Why don't you get a bunch of your own fucking Twitter friends, Twitter followers, and shit like that, band together and say something. Maybe you can get enough people that they're like, you know what, yeah, I guess maybe we should change it back. Instead, you're gonna threaten the man's life like a bunch of fucking assholes. Get the fuck over yourselves. I hate this fucking mindset of self-entitlement that people have so much to the degree that they find that what they're doing right now not only is acceptable, but is normal. And it's not. And no fucking way is it normal to go and do shit like this. Don't fucking sit there and fucking patronize. I hate this kind of shit so fucking much. I really do. Take responsibility for your own actions. Do not sit there and fucking feel so self-entitled to the goddamn point that you'd go and say and do this kind of fucking bullshit. And don't ever fucking defend or condone this kind of fucking behavior, because that's how you just keep on bringing up generations to be dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. Fucking gluttonous and fucking shitty beyond understanding. And that's how you always get to look back and say, wow, people are fucking assholes. I mean, when I went and I made the fucking video about the fanboy rant, the one thing that I saw keep popping up everywhere, every so often, was the Call of Duty fanbase. Oh, they're one of the worst. The Call of Duty fanbase. Oh, just a game franchise. We're not talking about a fucking company for hardware or software or anything. We're just talking about a fan base that plays games as a whole. People consider to be one of the worst. Naturally, you're going to have people that play Call of Duty and want to defend something like this. Well, then don't condone this kind of shit. Do not sit there and say, hey, this is absolutely okay. This man isn't some fucking criminal, isn't some kind of monster, so why the fuck would you even want to do something like that when there are real monsters in the world that truly do deserve some kind of a fucking death threat or some kind of fucking physical beating? Anything like that. There are real monsters out in the world, not a fucking game designer to tweak your weapons. Grow the fuck up. Hell, you're playing a fucking mature-rated game, you're supposed to be a full-grown adult playing this fucking game, act like it. To anybody out there that's really going to defend this kind of shit right here, I can just honestly say, and 9 times out of 10, I'm okay with differing opinions and stuff like that. In this case, no. Fuck you. You see that? Pretty sure you're not fucking blind, and if you're not and you're just listening to the audio, fuck you. It's my middle finger, fuck you. There you go. Because in no way could I ever see this being okay. This isn't one of those situations I've seen something wrong on both sides of the fence. No. If anything, I'd rip the fucking fence down, I'd start stabbing you with the fucking white pickets. Just fucking done. Alright? Anyway. So, however you fucking feel, you know, whatever opinions that you have on it, all the link is down below so that you can see the response from some of the people that work there at Treyarch. And just overall, it's ridiculous. It really is, to an unnerving degree. I know that this is quite a few days after this news had hit, but, you know, I still want to go and talk about it just because this is something that still affects, like, a lot of other aspects within gaming and stuff like that. So I want to go and pretty much give my, you know, my couple cents on it. So anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin, as always. Nerds, nerdettes, and gamers. Game the fuck